The NBA season is on fire with many hits and misses. One big name of the NBA world is the iconic LeBron James. James and his team have been part of some good news, but controversies lurk around the corner as well. To have you all covered about your favorite NBA stars, we have brought the top news of the season. Let's dive in. First, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar rips out LeBron James over childish celebration. LeBron James came under fire for imitating a certain dance move as he hit the winning shot during an NBA game. LeBron hit the key shot against the opposing team, but Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was not a fan. Keep watching to find out what went down between the two legends of basketball. Next, what did Abdul-Jabbar say to James? LeBron James was playing for the Los Angeles Lakers in the NBA games this season. The Lakers have been struggling so far this season as they have a group of veteran players who are not used to each other's style of playing. To add to this, LeBron James missed a few games due to some injuries. This further messed with the Lakers game. James and the Los Angeles Lakers celebrated the 124-116 overtime win against the Pacers on November 24, 2021. As he hit the focal shot against the Pacers, he imitated Sam Cassell's big balls dance. It was one of James's last games before he tested positive for the coronavirus and was put under NBA's health and safety protocols. James later returned to the NBA once he was tested negative for the coronavirus. However, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was not a fan of James's flamboyant celebration as the NBA rock star led the LA Lakers to a victory against the Indiana Pacers. Abdul-Jabbar said someone like James shouldn't be doing those types of celebrations. For me, winning is enough. Why do you need to do a stupid childish dance and disrespect the other team on the court? It doesn't make sense. Goats don't dance. Los Angeles is 12-12 and is perched at the 6th spot in the Western Conference, just ahead of the Dallas Mavericks, Denver Nuggets, Minnesota Timberwolves, and Portland Trail Blazers. The Lakers are 4-6 in their last 10 games. Up next, why was LeBron James fined $15,000 for the dance? LeBron James was fined $15,000 for his provocative dance celebration during his team's win on Wednesday against the Indiana Pacers. James erupted into the celebration as he scored a three-pointer late in the fourth quarter. He scored a season-high 39 points in Indianapolis, including 8 of LA's 12 points in the extra session. This helped the Lakers cover up a 12-point second-half deficit and finish their 5-game road trip with a record of 2-3. James was served a 1-game suspension for recklessly hitting the Pistons' Isaiah Stewart and so missed the Lakers' previous game. He also missed other games due to an abdominal injury. Raptors guard Fred VanVleet was also fined $15,000 for doing a similar version of the celebratory dance against the 76ers on November 12th. The dance has been labeled the Sam Cassell dance for years. Many players have taken over the dance to celebrate big shots and winning streaks. However, the NBA did not start fining players until 2010 to 2011. It was then that the NBA started fining $15,000 to $25,000. Cassell said to The Athletic in an interview that he was not a fan of these fines being handed out to the players. "It's so stupid," Cassell says. "Come on, it's so stupid. It's just so stupid to take someone's money for that. Like, come on now. It ain't like you're giving somebody the finger. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? Come on." Who do you side with, the NBA or Cassell? Next, what is the big ball dance and where did it come from? The big balls dance, a self-explanatory taunt conceived by former NBA point guard Sam Cassell, has been obstinately banned from the hard court for years, netting most players who dared to bust out the move a hefty fine for obscene gestures. However, some daring players continue to take the risk of being fined publicly. So where and how did it all begin? A dance move that has cost top players more than $125,000 to date. Before Sam Cassell, there was no big balls dance, not on the basketball court. The moves have their origin set in Major League 2, which is a 1994 baseball film starring Charlie Sheen. And so, when Cassell did that move for the first time in Game 7 of the Western Conference semifinals, he did not have to pay a hefty fine, but it did earn him a place in history. However, the dance moves didn't come without a price. The Timberwolves head coach at the time claimed that Cassell re-injured his ailing hip while doing the dance, and so cost the team a shot at the championship. The Wolves still won. Kobe Bryant busted out the move in 2009 playing for the Los Angeles Lakers after he took a tough shot. However, the game tanked for his team. The dance did not cost him any money at the time, but it did cost him his pride. Now that we've sufficiently discussed LeBron and the big balls dance, let's move on to some other NBA news. The Blazers' CJ McCollum diagnosed with a collapsed right lung. The Portland Trail Blazers revealed on Tuesday that their guard CJ McCollum was diagnosed with a collapsed right lung. The fact that he had pneumothorax came out after a CT scan. Portland said that the 30-year-old will undergo further evaluation before the team's medical personnel come to a prognosis. McCollum was injured after he fell awkwardly during the fourth quarter of the Blazers' loss to the Boston Celtics on Saturday. He did not compete in the Monday game against the Los Angeles Clippers and was also out of the trip for the Wednesday game against the Golden State Warriors. McCollum has been with Portland for all of his 8+ seasons in the NBA. This made him the 10th overall pick in the 2013 NBA draft. In 24 games this season, he's averaged 20.6 points, 4.5 assists, and 4.1 rebounds. He holds career averages of 19 points, 3.3 assists, and 3.4 2.4 rebounds per game, playing his entire career in a backcourt with Damian Lillard. Lillard is also out of commission at the moment, having been diagnosed with lower abdominal tendinopathy last week. The Trailblazers are 11-14. Send the player all your well wishes. He needs it right now. Are you a fan of McCollum? Next, LeBron James addresses criticism of the Lakers coach Frank Vogel. In another part of the NBA world, the coach of the Los Angeles Lakers has been facing immense scrutiny. When asked about this issue, LeBron James said that he and his teammates have to play better. I think criticism comes with the job, James said after practice on Monday. Frank is a strong-minded guy. He has a great coaching staff. And we, as his players, have to do a better job of going out and producing on the floor. We are a team and an organization that don't mind some adversity. LA is 12-12, which would put it as the number 8 seed in the Western Conference and in the play-in tournament if the season ended today. There is a choker full of Hall of Famers, and he's playing for an organization that has kept no secret about its aspirations for this season, so 500 ball simply won't do, even though the team has passed through some early season injuries. James said that the stature that players like himself, Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis, Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard, and Rajon Rondo have achieved in the game has made them impermeable to the inevitable backlash that occurs when expectations rise, whether it's fair or not. We have a lot of guys on this team that have been bulletin board material for quite a long time, so it doesn't quite bother us, James said. Frank doesn't care, and we don't either about what people are saying. Now that's some positive attitude. Next, Golden State Warriors beat the Orlando Magic. NBA season's in full swing. On Saturday, Stephen Curry scored a game-high 31 points. The Golden State Warriors bounced back from their defeat by the San Antonio Spurs by kicking down the Orlando Magic 126-95. Curry, who leads the league in three-pointers, landed 7 of 13 attempts from outside the arc. The Warriors lead the Western Conference with 20 wins in 24 games. Stephen Curry has hit 126 three-point attempts this season, while his nearest challenger, the Sacramento Kings' Buddy Hield, is on 87. Lastly, some other hits and misses of the season. Joel Embiid hit 43 points in the Philadelphia 76ers overtime win against the Charlotte Hornets. The 27-year-old also grabbed 15 rebounds in their 127-124 success, which was only assured when the Hornets' Kelly Oubre Jr., who finished with 35 points, missed a three-point shot with 5 seconds remaining. Paul George, who is the top scorer for the Los Angeles Clippers, with 21 points in their 102-90 win over the Portland Trailblazers. Yusuf Nurkic's season-high 31 points were in vain for the Trailblazers. Giannis Antetokounmpo celebrated his 27th birthday by scoring 15 points in the final quarter as his Milwaukee Bucks side won their 10th game out of 11 by beating the Cleveland Cavaliers 112-104. Have you been keeping up with the game? Who are you supporting this season? And that's a wrap for this video. Do you think it's in good spirit to do Cassell's big balls dance during a game? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. And we'll see you in the next one.